This is ChatGPT apps. You click on Create App, tell the AI what kind of app you want built, then ChatGPT brainstorms with itself to come up with a feature list and an entire development plan, and then it goes ahead and writes all the code for your app. The best part is that you can immediately start using your app right inside of ChatGPT. You can even ask ChatGPT to add features or fix bugs. Wait, what? I don't have apps inside my ChatGPT. Well, you see, for the past year, I built a Chrome extension called Ultra that unlocks hidden abilities inside ChatGPT to help automate my work. But this inline web app builder is honestly one of the coolest things we have built so far. I actually use it regularly to create little apps to automate different parts of my work. So let's jump into ChatGPT and see it in action. So first thing we're going to do to build an app, we're going to press on apps over here in the sidebar. We're going to press create app, and we're going to call this word counting app. Use this emoji for it, press save. And now we have three options. Simple one-step build out. That's when it just creates all the code in one shot without any brainstorming. This AI-powered multi-step is basically ChatGPT brainstorming with itself on how to make your app better, coming up with a plan before building the code. And this allows you to make a custom multi-step flow so that you can have ChatGPT brainstorm in a very specific way before generating all the code. So for this example, we're going to use this option here. And the only thing we're going to put in for our prompt is build a word counting app and put in GPT-4o. Press build app now. First thing it does is it asks ChatGPT, is this a game? And no, it's not a game. Then it asks ChatGPT to brainstorm some more features to make this app better. So it's coming up with add a character count alongside word count, show average word length, display longest word, highlight the most frequent word in the text. So it came up with a whole bunch of features that we didn't even ask it to do that would make this app better. And now it's going ahead and brainstorming with itself on a plan on how to design the app and all the specifications for it so that everything is going to look beautiful, organized. You know, see it put in the emojis here for the copy button. It's got an emoji for dark mode. It's giving all the colors, all the padding. So it's planning everything out just like a real developer before they would start making an app. They would make a plan of the kind of style they're looking to do, the kind of features they want to do. And the same thing is true about AI. When you allow ChatGPT to brainstorm with itself, it comes up with a really good plan. So the next thing is ChatGPT is writing the code, and it's actually using a chat inside of ChatGPT itself. This is not an API or some external app. This is a real chat that's happening behind this that it's using to write all this code. And in this UI, you see it first writes the HTML code, then it uses a separate prompt for the CSS code, and then the JavaScript code. The reason we're using separate prompts is because every prompt has a limited amount of so-called AI horsepower. So when you split up a task into multiple prompts, you end up with a much better result and a lot lower likelihood of having bugs. So now it's doing the final step. It's writing the JavaScript code, which is the backend code. So it's doing things in a very proper way, how a real developer would do things, where they split up the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript. They're not writing everything on one page like a lot of the AI tools out there nowadays that can do something similar. So it's almost done, just finishing up the code. And just like that, the app is done and ready to go. So if we type something in, it will show how many words, characters, average word length, clear, copy results. It's got everything here ready to go. You can see the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And the best part is once you're done doing this, you can go back and you have this app ready to go for you, and you can start using it just like this. So the whole point of this is not just to build apps just to have fun with it. You actually build these apps for real work tasks. And let's say you want to add features to it, you can always press edit app and then type in the features you want to add. And like I said, the best part is that it was using this chat in the background to write all this code. You see all the stuff that we saw in there, it was doing it inside ChatGPT in the background. So you're not using an API or anything external. This is using your existing API, existing ChatGPT account, not using an API. And when you press on apps, again, it's right here. And let's compare it to Claude, which has been kind of the gold standard of writing code. So if we have exactly the same prompt, it's going to start building the app on Claude. And as you can see, there's no separation between CSS, JavaScript, and HTML. It just goes ahead and writes all the code in one document, which is not the proper way developers would do things. And it does come up with something that is working, but it's a lot more basic. It has a lot less functions than what ChatGPT has. And this really becomes a huge issue when you're building something a lot more powerful and complex. You can do much more powerful things with ChatGPT. And then the other thing is in Claude, in order to use this app, you actually have to open the chat, then you have to press on this, and you can kind of use it in the sidebar. They didn't really build this in such a way that you can be using it inside your account in an easy way, like you could with what we set up with ChatGPT, where you can, all you got to do is just press here and you can start using it. Now for the next example, I actually want to build something that I used myself for a real work scenario and show you how that would work. So for the next example, I'm going to show you an app that I'm going to build for a real use case that I have. I have this place that I sell AI courses, and they provide a CSV export of all your sales, but there's no analytics. You can't see which courses are selling the best and get an idea of how many sales you have per course. So you just have this big export, and each sale is just one row. So we're going to create a quick app that will turn this into a dashboard. So I'm just going to select all of these afterwards to paste them in. You see you got 452 of them. So let's create the app that will act as a dashboard for this file. So we'll call this course data. Let's make this kind of emoji for it, like a book. We're going to use a simple one-step build out. And for the prompt, we're just going to create an app where each line is a course sale, and then the output creates a table with two columns, the course with the first column being the course name and the other one how many sales it has. So we're just going to press build app now, and it's just going to create the app all in one shot, where you can just paste in all your course sales and get a table with all the data. Okay, the app is done. Just let's press full page preview, and let's go back to our file here. Just going to copy paste everything from this column. Just going to go like this, copy it, paste it in, create table. And as you can see, everything is in here. You can see which course is doing the best, how many sales it has, and it's all sorted by the course that has the top sales. Let's say we also wanted a download CSV button so that we can download this dashboard as a CSV. We can just go back to edit app and add a download CSV button to this app. So now it's going to go back and edit this app and add this button that hopefully works and allows you to export all the data in this table. Okay, now the app is done again. I can create the table and see there's a download CSV button. Press on that. It downloads the CSV. Let's put it into Excel. And as you can see, now we have the CSV with all this data. So just like that, you can create powerful apps that turn existing data that you have into dashboards. You could add pie charts into here, anything you want. You can download the data, you can slice and dice it. It's a very powerful tool that I'm actually using on a regular basis. And the best part is that you can reuse this app day after day. So if you had more CSV files, all you have to do is you have this course data app, put in here, you can paste in your data, and you can create tables out of it and any kind of other dashboards. So the next thing I want to take a look at is building a game where you can actually have some fun and see how far you can take this whole ChatGPT thing where it writes code. So now let's build a Space Invaders game to see how we can push this feature to the limit and see if we can actually break it by giving it a lot of different features and seeing where its kind of limitations are. So we're going to call this game Space Invaders, set this up. We're going to use AI-powered multi-step. We're going to use GPT-01 preview for this, and we're going to put in the prompt, build a Space Invaders game where you move left to right with arrow keys and use a space bar to shoot bullets at enemies. Let's press build now, and ChatGPT again will start brainstorming with itself, using GPT-4o for the brainstorming, and then using 01 preview to write the code. Okay, now it's writing the code, the CSS, the JavaScript. Okay, let's see if this game works. A lot of times with these complex games, you can have bugs and issues that you have to resolve. Let's press start game. So that's actually working. You can press and you see these little enemies. You get your score. Yeah, it's working. Wow, this is really cool. Right out of the gate, first try. Oh, look, it's a lot faster now. But it doesn't, you see, there's no game over when they reach the bottom. Oh, there, now it's game over. Your high score, you can press try again. Oh, it saves the top score, that's cool. Yeah, this game is working. So first thing I want to do to edit the game is, let's rename the game to just Space Invaders. So I want to do a few things here. Rename the game, have the entire screen be black. It needs a black theme. Show levels that get harder and harder, and display what level you're at. And let's see what else. And the enemies should come in bunches together. Okay, let's see if this will start breaking down when we start adding features. And we're just going to add more and more features to see at which point the game starts breaking down, where it just gets too complicated, stops working. So you see GPT-01 previews doing all the thinking, clarifying requirements. It's doing quite a bit of thinking before it starts writing the code. And there it's writing all the code with all the updates. Oh, wow. See, it changed it to just Space Invaders, a black theme now. Let's see how this new game works. Oh, this is really cool. Everything is just blacked out. And the enemies come in kind of in bunches. It's interesting how it works. Okay, and it shows you what level you're at. See, level 3. So yeah, everything is working fine for now. Okay. Now let's add some more features into this. So let's add a pause button that allows you to pause and resume the game. A settings button before the game starts, and you can select a background color and a ship emoji. Before starting the game should be a selector for different levels, easy, medium, and hard. The harder the setting, the faster the enemies move. It should show a score. Then for future games, use local storage to show the 10 previous scores on the start page. So you should see like your top scores here on the start page. Let's see if any of these, if ChatGPT can even do all of these. So we're going to send these new feature requests into this game and let ChatGPT code these up. Okay, 01 preview was thinking for 54 seconds, quite a long time, and now it's writing all the code. As you can see, this is already version 3 of the game, and every time you can always roll back to a previous version if this one stops working, and start from there again. So it's almost done the JavaScript, and we'll see if it implemented these features. I mean, this can get super addicting where you're just playing with it like a game to see what you can do, what is possible, but it's incredible that this is even possible right now, where you can just type in an idea and have a ready to go game. So background color, oh, this is interesting. Let's see. Let's choose like this kind of background color, see if this works. Difficulty, let's say easy. Ship, you can't really see it. You can just type in the kind of ship you want, but it's not like a selector where it gives you different options. Interesting. Okay, so it's not great, but let's do easy and background color. Let's do this. Press start game. Oh, see, now the game is broken. There's a pause resume button, but see, the game stopped working. So this kind of can happen when you start adding too many things and it gets too complex. But the beauty of what we've built here is that you can actually roll back. So I know that version 2 is working perfectly fine. So I can just roll back to version 2 and press set as a base version and clear chat. So this is going to be version 2. Press here, and now this becomes version 1. And we can just press this, and you see the game. Everything is working fine. And we could start editing the chat, editing the game, starting from this working version. So whenever you have a situation where you've taken the app too far and added too many features, made it too complex and it broke, you can actually roll back, or you can ask ChatGPT to fix the bugs. A lot of times it's able to fix the bugs, but there are rare cases where there is some kind of bug where it can't fix it and you're better off rolling back and starting from that starting point. And just to compare, we're gonna ask Claude to create the same exact Space Invaders game and see what it can come up with. So exactly the same prompt. Again, it's building everything right in line, and we're gonna see the kind of game it can come up with. This is obviously a much more advanced example where you should be able to see a much bigger difference between ChatGPT and Claude. So this is the game. It's just a bunch of boxes and you're a green box. It's very basic. And if you compare that to what we have with ChatGPT, you actually see a rocket ship and bullets and lives. It's a lot more complex game with much better graphics. Now you're probably wondering, how do I upgrade my ChatGPT with Ultra? And what is the cost? So upgrading your ChatGPT is just a one-click Chrome extension install. You will see your ChatGPT instantly transform and get all this new functionality, like the ability to build multi-step prompt flows to generate entire massive projects with just one click. A prompt library sidebar where you can manually save your best prompts, or even have ChatGPT use AI to generate custom prompts to automate your life. It also allows ChatGPT to break out of the chat window and write your emails, talk to YouTube videos, be your assistant across the web, work inside your documents, and do your spreadsheets. So how much is this upgrade going to cost? I mean, here's software that just unlocks ChatGPT and spreadsheets. If you click on pricing, you can see they charge $19 a month. This is literally just one of dozens and dozens of features we have with Ultra. So you're probably thinking we charge $50 a month or even $100 a month. The reality is actually exactly the opposite. My goal with this software is to make using AI for work as accessible as possible to as many people. This is why, for people watching this video today, we set up a special discount link. You can get Ultra for $47 a year instead of the much higher regular price by going to getultra.ai/go or by clicking the link in the description. I'm looking forward to getting your feedback on the software and hearing about all the amazing things you guys are doing with it.